Ever wonder how a cartoon series from the late 80s predicted events that unfolded decades later? Yes, we're talking about The Simpsons, a show that has been on our screens for over 3 decades and seems to have an uncanny knack for foreseeing the future. The Simpsons, as many of you will know, is a satirical depiction of a working-class family, the eponymous Simpsons. It's a show that is steeped in pop culture and has a distinct ability to make light of societal norms. Yet, beneath the vibrant color palette and the humor, there seems to be a prophetic undercurrent running through the series. From the outset, The Simpsons has been a show that was ahead of its time, not just in its humor, but in its ability to predict future events. Throughout the course of the series, the show has made predictions that have left us scratching our heads in disbelief. Whether it's the advent of smartwatches, the election of certain presidents, or even the outcome of a Nobel Prize, The Simpsons seems to have had an inside scoop on the future. Now, you might be thinking, it's all just a coincidence, or they're just lucky guesses. But the sheer volume of these predictions and the accuracy with which they've come to pass is simply too great to ignore. How did a cartoon family from Springfield manage to foresee events years, sometimes decades, in advance? In this video, we'll delve deeper into some of the most jaw-dropping predictions made by The Simpsons. We'll explore the context, the episode in which they were made, and how they eventually came to pass. We'll also attempt to decipher whether these were just lucky guesses, or if there is indeed something more to The Simpsons' prophetic tendencies. So, buckle up and get ready for a journey into the uncanny world of The Simpsons and their prophetic prowess. We're going to explore a world where fiction seems to predict fact, where a cartoon series seems to have a crystal ball. Now, let's dive into the predictions, starting from the earliest. The year was 1993, and the episode Springfield featured an uncanny prediction. With a flair for the dramatic, the creators of The Simpsons introduced a pair of flamboyant performers, Gunther and Ernst. These characters, a clear nod to the legendary duo Siegfried and Roy, dazzled Springfield with their White Tiger act. However, the animated spectacle took a dark turn when a white tiger attacked its trainers during the performance. Fast forward 10 years to 2003, the real world saw a chillingly similar event. Roy Horn, one half of the famed Siegfried and Roy, was mauled by one of their own white tigers during a live show. The incident, which shocked the world, echoed the decade-old Simpsons episode with eerie precision. The Simpsons, it seemed, had not just parodied the magic act, but had somehow foreseen the tragic event that would end its run. Could it be mere coincidence? Or was it an instance of life eerily mirroring art? A decade later, life eerily mirrored art. Fast forward to 1995, where Lisa's future husband is seen talking into his watch. Picture this: a man communicating with a wrist device, a scene straight out of a James Bond movie. Yet this was a glimpse into the future, courtesy of The Simpsons, a full 2 decades before the Apple Watch made its debut. This episode, aptly named Lisa's Wedding, took us on a wild ride into the year 2010, where technology had advanced to a point where watches were no longer just for telling time. They'd become communication devices, a concept that seemed far-fetched at the time. Yet, here we are, in the year 2024, where smartwatches and wearable tech have become an integral part of our daily lives. We track our steps, monitor our heart rates, and yes, even make calls from our wristwatches. It seems The Simpsons had a knack for foreseeing tech trends. Not just a knack, but an uncanny ability to predict the future with remarkable precision. Perhaps one of the most well-known predictions, The Simpsons foresaw the Trump presidency. In a turn of events that left the world in awe, this seemingly outlandish prediction from a cartoon show turned into reality, leaving us all wondering, how did they know? Let's rewind to the year 2000. The Simpsons aired an episode titled Bart to the Future. In this episode, we see Lisa Simpson, the intelligent and politically active member of the Simpson family, taking the oath of office as the President of the United States. As she steps into this role, she makes a comment that sends chills down our spines today. She mentions that she has inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. The line was meant as a sort of absurd joke at the time, with the idea of business tycoon Donald Trump as president seeming far-fetched. But fast forward 16 years, and it became reality. In 2016, Donald Trump was elected as the 45th President of the United States, leading to an uncanny moment of life imitating art. The prediction was not just about the presidency, but also the economic conditions that Lisa mentioned. During Trump's tenure, the national debt of the United States did indeed increase, somewhat mirroring Lisa's budget crunch comment. The accuracy of this prediction is astonishing, and it leads us to question the line between coincidence and prophetic insight. It's important to remember that The Simpsons is a satirical show, and its creators couldn't possibly have known for certain about the Trump presidency. Yet the eerie accuracy of this prediction, along with others made by the show, has certainly earned it a reputation for uncanny foresight. So did The Simpsons really predict the future? Or is it just a case of life imitating art? We may never know for sure. But one thing is certain. The Simpsons nailed this prediction 16 years ahead of time. From predicting Nobel Prize winners to foreseeing Disney's acquisition of 20th Century Fox. Our beloved Simpsons have displayed an uncanny knack for forecasting the future, making us wonder if there's a little bit of Nostradamus in the writing room. Let's dive into the pool of predictions, starting with the Nobel Prize. In an episode aired in the year 2010, the show had Martin, a character known for his intelligence, holding a betting pool for the Nobel Prize. In the pool, Bengt Holmström's name was clearly visible. Fast forward to the year 2016, and lo and behold, Bengt Holmström was awarded the Nobel Prize in Economics. Eerie, isn't it? And who could forget when The Simpsons foresaw Disney's acquisition of 20th Century Fox? In an episode from 1998, a sign can be seen outside a Fox studio lot that reads, "A division of Walt Disney Company." Fast forward to 2017, Disney announced it would be acquiring most of 20th Century Fox's assets, a full 19 years after The Simpsons prediction. Then there's the prediction about the economic state of Greece. In a 2013 episode, a news ticker on a cable news channel reads, "Europe puts Greece on eBay." A chillingly accurate foreshadowing of the economic crisis that would grip Greece just a few years later. The show has even dabbled in pop culture prophecies. In a 1993 episode, they predicted the Siegfried and Roy Tiger attack, a full 10 years before it happened. And let's not forget the time they predicted Lady Gaga's Super Bowl halftime show, right down to the wire work and the sparkling outfit. The Simpsons has proven it's more than just a cartoon, it's a crystal ball of sorts. So the next time you tune in to watch Homer's antics or Marge's pearls of wisdom, keep an eye out for any potential predictions. Who knows, you might just spot the future. So, what's the secret behind The Simpsons' predictive powers? As we've journeyed through this exploration of uncanny Simpsons predictions, we've seen how this beloved animated sitcom, known for its satirical humor, has stunned us with its eerie ability to predict the future. From the infamous Siegfried and Roy Tiger attack, the advent of the smartwatch to the Trump presidency, and even the Nobel Prize predictions, The Simpsons has a peculiar way of hitting the mark. But why? How does a show, conceived in the late 80s, continue to forecast the future with such accuracy? Is it just a case of sheer coincidence? A result of the thousands of storylines the show has produced over the years? Or is there something more? Some argue that The Simpsons' predictions are not so much a case of prophetic foresight, but rather a tribute to the show's brilliant writing team. Their knack for weaving contemporary societal trends into their narratives may, inadvertently, have led to these future predictions. Others speculate that the show's influence on popular culture is so profound that it's not The Simpsons predicting the future, but rather the future conforming to The Simpsons. After all, the show has been a cornerstone of pop culture for over 3 decades, and its impact on society is undeniable. The idea of life imitating art is not a new concept. The Simpsons, with its sharp wit and biting social commentary, may have simply become a self-fulfilling prophecy, shaping the future it once satirized. Or perhaps the explanation is a blend of all these theories. Maybe it's the perfect storm of sheer coincidence, brilliant foresight and cultural influence all rolled into one. Whatever the reason, one thing is clear. The Simpsons has a unique place in pop culture history, foreseeing events that were, at the time, simply unimaginable.